Welcome back to another episode of Jason's Bricks and 5, where we discuss LEGO content in videos of around 5 minutes. Well, it's time for another Pantasy set review, and this one can't be timed any better, as this time of year we're heading into the winter season, and we have set 85033, the Summit Cabin. So, upon first glance, you can see this impressive looking build is a winter-themed mountainside chalet. And it's geared around all kinds of just winter activities and sports, and I think there's a lot of great features around it. So the first thing that jumps out, aside from the massive cabin on the hill, is the tram that runs up the side of the hill. And it does actually function. You can crank this little wheel, and the tram does go up. But the build has a lot of great little features in it. It's got the normal items that we've come to expect from Pantasy. You've got all printed items on here as far as anything with an image. It is printed with high quality. Even like the welcome sign is printed across multiple tiles at the same time, so there's no gaps. They look really good. And then it's got a lot of the other little aspects to it that we've come to see with Pantasy sets that just give the set a lot more life. You know, you've got the little snowman here, the snow on the railings, on the roof. They've actually added some clear horn pieces to make the icicles look a little more real, and I've not seen those before, so that's kind of fun. In addition, I really enjoyed seeing the frozen pond here come together for the little ice hockey area. It looks really good, and enjoy it. So the building is modular, and if we turn it around, you'll see that there are 3 floors, and you can actually access it through one of the features we've seen Pantasy using a lot recently, where you can take off the roof, but you can actually open these doors on the side, so you don't actually have to take the building apart. However, you do have the opportunity to do that as well. So it does come apart modularly. Each floor does come off for even additional access, and there you go. So we'll quickly actually start at the Welcome Center, which is the middle floor. Normally you start at the ground floor or the top floor, but today we're going to stop there because that seems to be most appropriate. So the Welcome Center is where the tram stops, and in there is, kind of the lounge welcoming area. Looks really good. I could see someone actually going into a lodge like that and checking in for their winter vacation. Then you can go down the stairs onto the ground floor, and down here we have the ski shop. And so you've got snowboard, all kinds of, winter equipment. It is kind of funny because they do still use minifigure scale helmets and hats, and I don't know how that would work with their big head figs, but irregardless, that's what we have, and I think it does look good. And so if you had your own figs you wanted to create a scene with, you could still use that. And then up here we have the top floor, and it's like a little bedroom area. I don't know that it's necessarily meant as a rental space for living, because there's no stairs to it. It does have this ladder that drops down from above, but it doesn't seem to make sense if you had a guest coming that you'd have them stay there. But it is better than just not using that space. Looking additionally at the outside, you have the balcony here. You can see the packed snow along the edge. You've got a nice little lounge chair, and then down below you have the hot tub, and that's kind of a fun little area. So overall, it is a very impressive build when you look at it. Now, just by comparison, this is our standard 32 by 32 base plate. So you can see the footprint, how much larger it is. It's not a standard dimension that would fit in a normal, modular type city layout. So just something to be aware of. That doesn't mean it can't be mocked, but you probably figured that out with the angled edge. But I think it is something that does look good, and could be on its own. So if you want a winter display that's just beyond Christmas, this, could be something of interest. Now, as I mentioned, the tram, it's got this feature that does go up. The one thing I've noticed is that going down, when I crank it, gravity doesn't always pull it until it gets to a certain point, and then it will go. Just something to be aware of, but I've never had any issues with the up feature. And then that brings us to one other hidden feature that I wanted to point out, which I think is a lot of fun. So they have this hill, and rather than just let that be a rock face or something like that, they actually built these caves under here. And as we were building it, my wife was like, "Hey, look at this. There's, specimens frozen in time in the ice, which is kind of fun on this ice wall. And then even down at the very end, they use a little small cave to put a rabbit and a carrot in there. So they really have tried to use every ounce of space on here. And I think it's made for a great display. The set does come with 4.5 minifigures. I say 4.5 because the gentleman in the hot tub does not come with legs. He's just in the hot tub. But so I've never had a half a fig, but it's, kind of a fun little thing, I guess, to add in there. Now, this set right now it's normally $149.99, but right now they're having their Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals on their Amazon store in the US, and you can pick this up for $112.99, I believe. And in addition to that, they've been so kind to offer a discount to viewers of my channel. I don't make any compensation, but if you would like an additional discount because it's something you're interested in, you can pick this up using the code JB5Cabin, and that will give you an additional discount on top of the already lowered price. So yeah, that's going to be my quick review of the Summit Cabin. Let me know what you think. Is this something that could be of interest to you to add to, a winter collection, or, maybe you have a shelf or a table you want to put this on during the winter season? Because it could be a good option for you there. So thanks so much for watching this episode of Jason's Bricks and 5, and we'll see you next time. Happy building!